Well, hello there, everybody. This is the Comedy Thief, and guess what? You're watching.
Funny old guys. That's what
That's what we do. Our bugler is on tune
yeah.
today. Now we go from
Oh,
small to big, and what we do, folks, if you're brand new to Funny Old Guys, is it's a joke-a-thon. We tell lots and lots of jokes and have a ton of fun, and we steal everything you're going to see in here today. Dr. Fatpacker, say hello.
well, guten Tag, everybody. So nice that you're here with us today.
And
Hello.
indeed, and below is a homeless Charlie. Charlie, you're looking well. Say hello to our video audience.
Well, hello to our video audience.
Yeah. Are you
Ah,
wearing?
he does that so well. Yeah.
What are you wearing? Is it almost looks like a what do they call it? Like where you wear it to bed. You almost wear it to bed. You wear it and you take it off and go to bed.
In like a robe?
A robe.
Yeah, it's my robe.
I'm old. I'm old.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's start.
Well, then you should have known that.
Let's start with some jokes. Go for it, Doc.
Oh my goodness. Well, I've got three jokes here. That could be bad jokes, but they're kind of on the edge here.
Okay.
First off, I found out that I like an escalator because an escalator cannot break. It just becomes stairs.
Oh,
Okay. Moving on. I used to play sports,
really?
Then I realized that you can buy trophies. Now
Oh,
I'm good at everything.
I love that one.
I figured you would. Oh, and I was talking with my granddaughter the other day, and I was doing nursery rhymes with her.
Yep.
I never figured out what the moral of Humpty Dumpty is. I can only think of don't sit on a wall if you're an egg.
It's complex to even.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Homeless Charlie, tell us a joke.
Well, I don't know. With all these migrants coming into the country in New York City, I read that someone in the city gets stabbed every 52 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah,
Ouch.
that poor guy, I'm telling you.
Yeah, boy.
Well, you guys remember Dan Quayle, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, back in the day, the White House put out a press release, and it said that Dan was going to do a 5-day junket to Venezuela, Honduras, and Mexico as part of a diplomatic and fact-finding effort. But based upon his previous performance, they scaled it down to a 10-minute chat with a maitre d' at Taco Bell, is what they did. Doctor.
Oh, well, this grandmother, we're putting her grandchildren to bed.
Yes.
And then she changed into old slacks and a droopy blouse and proceeded to wash her hair. As she heard the children getting worse and very rambunctious, her patience was growing very thin. So finally, she threw a towel around her head and stormed into their room and putting them back to bed with a very stern warning.
Yeah.
As she left the room, she heard the 3-year-old say with a trembling voice, "Who was that?" They didn't recognize her. I'll move that up to bad jokes and we'll be fine. Okay.
Homeless Charlie.
Oh man, well I got short ones, and so we can speed the process up here a little bit. But I found out this past summer that you do not need a parachute to go skydiving,
Oh.
but you need a parachute to go skydiving twice.
Ah.
Good point. Yeah.
Well, I was at the beach when I was down in Florida a month ago. I went out on the beach and I saw and started having a little chat with this gal beside me. Drop dead gorgeous bikini. Oh my Lord. But she was also blind. So what I did is I pinched myself on my chest and my butt 47 times
Oh, wow.
in Braille. and invited her to put sunscreen all over me.
Oh my goodness.
And the message was, take me, take me. Dr. Fatpacker.
I'm just amazed you knew the Braille for that. That was very good, you know.
I'm a talented.
You know, speaking of being down in Florida, I almost ran over a guy from Florida the other day.
Really?
Yeah, I knew he was in Florida because as I was driving away, he said, sunny beaches.
It took me a second.
I could see that. So the second
Sunny
grader came.
beaches. You son of a beach. Sunny.
That's right. Okay, so the second grader came home from school and said to her grandmother, says, Grandma, guess what? We learned how to make babies today. Well, the grandmother was more than a little surprised, and she tried to keep her cool. She goes, oh, that's interesting. Says, then how do you make babies? She goes, it's simple. You just change the Y to an I and add ES.
Aha. How come you got two jokes there, Doctor?
Because I'm faster than you are.
Oh, okay. Homo's Charlie.
Well, when I first graduated from college, I had one of those stupid degrees that you couldn't get a job. So I took a job at a calendar factory, but I got fired because I took a couple days off.
Days off. Well, guys, I have a confession. I have, and I'm not feeling good about this, but I've returned to heavy drinking.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The other day, I was at the liquor store, and they had a special. You know what the special was? That you could buy any bottle of wine in the entire store. This was like a 2-hour deal. Any bottle of wine in the entire store for $5. And so I picked up this baby. And I've been drinking ever since. We're down to the last third. So I thought you guys, if they have the special in your liquor store, you get this one, okay?
There you go.
There you go. Dr. Fatpacker.
Well, now this is the way I heard it. Jesus Christ was in heaven and feeling a bit down. So St. Peter asked him, what is wrong, my Lord? And Jesus said, my father was a humble carpenter. I left home at an early age and never saw him again. Perhaps you'll feel better with a good walk. So St. Peter and Jesus were walking around for a while, and they came upon this old man who was crying. And they said, why are you crying, my son? And the old man said, I was a humble carpenter, and my son left home at an early age, and I never saw him again.
Oh.
Jesus was stunned. And he goes, Father? And the old man goes, Pinocchio?
That's a good one. Homeless Charlie.
Well, here's a question for you.
Oh.
Why did the blonde nurse need a red pen?
Oh.
Why did the old nurse, was it, need a red pen?
The blonde nurse.
The blonde nurse.
Good point.
A red pen. Well, in case she needed to draw blood.
Blood.
So you had to have the blonde part, or it wouldn't be very funny.
2 weeks ago, I had a chat with my children.
Okay.
In my advanced age, and by the way, I think this is our last one. We'll go one more. But anyway, we were talking about, I'm not going to last forever, right? So we were talking about my funeral and so on and so forth. So I said, I want to be cremated. So that was 2 weeks ago. In the mail yesterday, I got an invitation to a outdoor barbecue, and I'm very disturbed. Last one, Dr. Fatpacker.
All right, well, this one will go pretty quickly. This elderly man goes into confession, and he said to the priest, Father, I'm 80 years old, married, I have 4 kids and 11 grandchildren. When last night I had an affair. I made love to two 21-year-old girls, both of them twice. When the priest says, well, my son, when was the last time you were in confession? When the man goes, oh, never, Father, I'm Jewish. And he goes, so why are you telling me? He goes, are you kidding? I'm telling everybody.
You betcha, Red Rider. Absolutely. Well, that was our last joke, but we're not done because we have a point of conversation just between the three of us guys here. So, Doctor, what's the point of conversation for today?
Oh, Val, you know that Christmas song that goes, I want the hippopotamus for Christmas.
Yes.
Well, suppose you actually get a hippopotamus for Christmas. What the heck do you do with it? Homeless Charlie, what would you do with the hippopotamus?
Oh, that's easy. I would make hippopotamus stew.
Go!
Yeah. Well, you get one medium-sized hippo, ton of salt, pepper to taste, 500 bushels of potatoes, 1,000 gallons of brown gravy, 400 sprigs of parsley, and 2 small rabbits. But you cut the hippo into bite-sized pieces. This takes about 2 months. And then the vegetables into cubes. That's another 2 months. And you place the meat in a large pan and cover with gravy, and you simmer for 4 weeks. When the meat is tender, add veggies. A steamed hippo is useful for this. Simmer for 4 more weeks. Garnish with parsley. This will serve 2,700 people. If 4 are expected, add 2 small rabbits. This is not recommended, as very few people like hair-inners do.
There's two. What the hell? It took you 2 days.
Thief.
He researched it. He put together a freaking recipe.
Yeah, that was wonderful. Say, listen, Comedy Thief, what would you do if you got a hippopotamus for Christmas?
Well, I might have a problem because he used 3 minutes of our video time just for that one stinking. What I would do is, mine is much simpler, you banana. Well, you know what a hobby horse is?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I would fashion out of wood 3 rocker slats out of wood, right? And I would attach them to the hippopotamus, okay? And I would end up with a hobby hippo is what I would end up with, hobby hippo. But I would take him outside first.
Oh, that was nice.
What would you do?
Well, I'm going to tell you, the first thought in my head was, there goes the in-ground pool.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. We're
Moving
done.
on. That was it. I was the shortest.
Well, no, you're actually fairly tall. But
thank you.
We're done. Okay. We're out of here. We thank you so very much. Oh, wait a minute. I almost forgot. We invite a very famous celebrity to be on our very next video. And Doc, who should we invite to be on our very next video?
I always liked his movies, like he was in Driving Miss Daisy. Morgan Freeman we should invite.
Morgan Freeman. Can you talk like Morgan Freeman?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Go ahead. That's all. I'm not going to try to be Morgan Freeman. Are you kidding?
Well, it's like he's got a very low documentary.
Oh yeah. He's very good. But hey.
So Morgan Freeman, you're being invited to be on Funny Old Guys video next week. You have to check in at funnyoldguys@gmail.com. And Morgan, you only have 24 hours to do so. And if you don't, we're going to put you in the trash bin. So this is the Comedy Thief saying goodbye and farewell. Pass it along to Dr. Fatpacker for his goodbye and his farewell.
Yeah. Auf Wiedersehen, everybody. Look, before you go, if you do us a favor, please go down to the bottom and subscribe. I do that 3 times. See, that was good. And if you forget where to find us on YouTube, you can send us an email at funnyoldguys@gmail.com. And we will send you some of these fancy dancy business cards. And they have our YouTube address on the bottom. You can share it with your friends and everybody would laugh together.
And there you go. And Homeless Charlie say goodbye and farewell to all the boys and girls in Videoland.
Goodbye and farewell to all the boys and girls in Videoland.
Okay, everybody, wave goodbye, and we'll see you down the road.